Welcome everyone, dear listeners. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future stories. Now, let's begin our tale. In the heart of the ancient land where the emerald canopy of the Yucatan jungle unfurled its infinite tapestry, the Mayan civilization thrived in a symphony of life and mystery. The air, thick with the fragrance of blooming orchids and the distant whisper of the wind threading through the ceiba trees, carried with it the secrets of a people deeply attuned to the rhythms of the earth and the cosmos. Here, time itself seemed to flow like the sacred cenotes, gently carving paths through the limestone bedrock of existence. In the village of Xibalba, cradled by the jungle's verdant embrace, the shamans prepared for a ritual as old as the stars. The sun, a molten orb sinking into the horizon, cast its golden hues upon the stepped pyramids and stone-carved stelae, bathing them in an otherworldly glow. As the day transitioned into a twilight of infinite hues, the villagers gathered in quiet anticipation, their hearts beating in harmony with the distant drumbeats that echoed like the pulse of the earth itself. At the center of this gathering was Ahau, the high shaman, whose eyes, deep and knowing as the cenotes, held the wisdom of ages. Draped in ceremonial garb, woven with the symbols of jaguars and quetzals, he moved with a grace that suggested a man more spirit than flesh. His voice, a low, melodic murmur, began the invocation, weaving a tapestry of words that danced upon the evening breeze. "Tonight, we journey beyond the veil," he intoned, his voice resonating with the authority of one who had walked the path between worlds countless times. "We seek the vision gifted by the gods, the wisdom hidden in the fabric of the stars." Around him, the villagers listened with rapt attention, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of torches. The scent of copal incense, rich and resinous, wafted through the air, mingling with the sweet aroma of night-blooming flowers. This was a night of transformation, a night where the boundaries between the earthly and the divine grew thin as gossamer threads. The shamans, guardians of the sacred knowledge, had prepared a concoction known as balche, a sacred brew crafted from the bark of the lonchocarpus tree, steeped in honey and water. It was said to be a gift from the gods, a key to unlocking the doors of perception, to seeing beyond the mundane into the realms where the gods danced and the ancestors whispered. As Ahau raised the ceremonial vessel to his lips, the villagers watched in reverent silence. The drink, a deep amber liquid, held the promise of communion with the divine, of visions that transcended the boundaries of the human experience. One by one, the villagers followed in Ahau's footsteps, each sip a step further into the unknown. The effects of the ba were slow and gentle, like the unfolding of a flower at dawn. The world, once solid and predictable, began to shimmer with a new vibrancy. Colors deepened, sounds grew richer, and the veil between the seen and unseen began to waver like a mirage on the horizon. The night sang with a symphony of life, the chirping of crickets, the distant call of a jaguar, the rustle of leaves as the jungle sighed in its eternal slumber. Ahau, seated at the center of the gathering, closed his eyes, sinking into the depths of his inner journey. In his mind's eye, the world transformed into a kaleidoscope of visions. He saw the great serpent Kukulkan coiling through the heavens, its scales shimmering with starlight, its eyes holding the wisdom of forgotten ages. He heard the laughter of the rain god, Kak, as thunder rolled across the sky, promising the life-giving rains that would nourish the maize fields. The villagers, too, found themselves swept away on currents of revelation. Some saw their ancestors, faces familiar yet distant, smiling with the warmth of familial love. Others heard the songs of the earth, a melody that spoke of cycles and seasons, of birth and rebirth, of the eternal dance of life and death. It was a journey both personal and communal, a shared voyage into the heart of the cosmos. As the night deepened, the world seemed to hold its breath, poised on the edge of some great revelation. The air, cool and soothing, carried the subtle scent of night-blooming jasmine, like a whisper of forgotten dreams. The torches flickered, casting shadows that danced across the ancient stone carvings, bringing to life the stories etched in rock by hands long turned to dust. In this sacred space, time lost its meaning. Hours wove together like strands of a spider's web, delicate and intricate, each moment a precious bead of experience. The villagers, united in their shared journey, found solace in the knowledge that they were part of something greater, a cosmic tapestry woven with threads of starlight and shadow. Ahau, emerging from his trance, gazed at the sky where the stars burned with a fierce clarity, each one a beacon of possibility. He felt the presence of the gods, their essence woven into the very fabric of the night. The visions gifted to him were not just for himself, but for the people, a guiding light to navigate the challenges of the earthly realm. With a voice that resonated like the beating of 1,000 wings, Ahau shared his vision. He spoke of balance, of harmony with the earth, of living in tune with the cycles of nature. His words, like seeds, took root in the hearts of the villagers, each one a promise of growth and understanding. As the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of rose and gold, the villagers began to stir, the effects of the balche gently fading like the last notes of a lullaby. They rose, renewed and transformed, carrying with them the echoes of a night spent in communion with the divine. The jungle, awakening to the touch of the sun, sang with the chorus of birds, their calls a celebration of life's endless dance. The villagers, moving with the grace of those who had touched the eternal, began their day, each step a testament to the journey they had undertaken. In the heart of the Yucatan, where the past whispered through the leaves and the future shimmered like a mirage in the morning light, the Mayan people continued their timeless dance with the cosmos, each day a new verse in the song of existence. And so, the cycle continued, a never-ending story written in the language of earth and sky, of dreams and reality, of the sacred and the mundane. In the soft embrace of dawn's early light, the village of Uxmal lay cradled in the bosom of the jungle, its thatched roofs peeking out like gentle humps against the lush canopy. The air held the coolness of night, yet the promise of the sun's warmth was palpable, a tender caress on the skin, whispering of the day's potential. The villagers emerged from their dwellings, their movements fluid and unhurried, like leaves carried on a gentle breeze. They bore the serene expressions of those who had danced with the divine and returned, their spirits brushed by the numinous. Children scampered along the beaten paths, their laughter a bright thread weaving through the morning's tapestry. Elders, bearing the wisdom of countless such nights, moved with a deliberate grace, their eyes seeing beyond the mundane. The communal hearth at the village's center crackled to life, sending tendrils of fragrant smoke spiraling into the sky, a greeting to the gods above. As the village awakened, the jungle too found its voice. The symphony of life unfolded with the call of howler monkeys, the rustle of leaves beneath the tread of unseen creatures, and the distant roar of a jaguar breaking the morning's reverie. Each sound was a note in the grand overture of existence, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. In the sacred clearing, where the villagers had gathered the night before, the remnants of the balche ceremony lingered in the air, a sweet, earthy aroma mingling with the scent of dew-kissed earth. The altar, adorned with offerings of flowers and fruit, stood as a testament to the night's revelations, a bridge between the human and the divine. Ixchel, the village shaman, moved silently among the villagers, her presence a quiet reassurance. Her eyes, dark and deep as the cenotes that dotted the land, held the wisdom of ages, her touch a balm to those who sought her counsel. She paused beside the altar, her fingers brushing the petals of a hibiscus, and closed her eyes, feeling the pulse of the earth beneath her feet, the heartbeat of the world. In the distance, the temple of the moon goddess rose, its stone facade catching the morning light, casting long shadows across the plaza. It was here that the villagers would gather again, drawn by the sacred rhythms that governed their lives, the eternal dance of the heavens mirrored in their own existence. As the sun climbed higher, the village settled into the rhythm of the day. The fields beckoned, ripe with maize and squash, the lifeblood of their community. The men and women worked side by side, their hands moving with practiced ease, the rhythm of their labor, a song of sustenance and survival. The children played at the edges of the fields, their laughter rising like birdsong, a joyful counterpoint to the toil of their elders. Yet, beneath the surface of daily life, a current of anticipation thrummed, a subtle tension that colored the villagers' interactions. For tonight, another ritual awaited, one that would take them beyond the bounds of the known into the realm of the mysterious. As the afternoon sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the land, the villagers gathered once more in the sacred clearing. Their faces, washed with the light of the setting sun, shone with a quiet resolve, an understanding that the night's journey would be unlike any other. Ixchel stood at the center of the circle, her presence a calm anchor in the gathering twilight. She held in her hands the peyote, its buttons glistening with the promise of altered perception. The sacred cactus, revered for its ability to open the doors of perception, had been sought out with great care, its journey to the village a testament to the lengths the people would go to touch the divine. As darkness fell, the villagers partook of the peyote, its bitter taste a prelude to the visions that would soon unfold. They sat in silence, their breaths mingling with the night air, their hearts open to the mysteries that awaited. The first stirrings of the peyote's power were gentle, a whisper at the edge of consciousness, a softening of the boundaries between self and world. The jungle around them seemed to breathe in time with their own hearts, its shadows deepening, its colors intensifying. As the night deepened, the visions began. The villagers saw the world anew, their senses heightened, their perceptions expanded. The stars above, cold and distant, became living entities, their light a language they could almost understand. The earth beneath them pulsed with life, each blade of grass, each grain of sand, a part of the grand tapestry of existence. In this altered state, the villagers danced, their movements guided by an unseen hand, a choreography dictated by the stars themselves. They became one with the universe, their bodies a conduit for the cosmic energy that flowed through all things. Time lost its meaning, the boundaries between past and future dissolving in the face of the eternal now. The villagers saw their ancestors, felt their presence in the rustle of the leaves, the call of the night creatures. The lines between the living and the dead blurred, revealing the truth of existence as a continuum, a river flowing endlessly through time and space. In the depths of their visions, each villager encountered the divine in their own way. Some saw the gods, their forms shifting and changing, their voices a song that resonated in their very bones. Others found themselves in the presence of animal spirits, guides who imparted wisdom and insight, their eyes holding secrets of the earth. Ixchel moved among them, her presence a steadying force, guiding those who strayed too far, bringing back those who wandered. Her voice, soft and melodic, wove through the night, a song of grounding and connection. As the first light of dawn touched the sky, the villagers returned from their journeys, their souls enriched by the night's revelations. They sat in silence, the fire before them a mirror of the fire within, the embers glowing with the promise of new beginnings. The jungle, awakening once more, sang with the joy of life renewed. The villagers rose, their faces alight with the knowledge that they were part of something greater, a story that spanned beyond their own lives, a dance that would continue long after they were gone. And so, with the sun rising to greet them, they began their day anew, each step a celebration of the journey they had undertaken, each breath a testament to the sacred dance of existence. The sun, a golden orb ascending into the azure canvas of the sky, cast its light upon the village, painting everything in hues of honey and warmth. The villagers, rejuvenated from their nocturnal voyage into the realms of spirit and self, moved with a grace that seemed almost otherworldly. Their bodies, now light and unburdened, mirrored the fluidity of the jungle breeze that whispered through the canopy, a gentle reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. Ixchel watched over them with serene eyes, her heart swelling with a quiet pride. She knew that the night's journey was not merely a passage through the veils of consciousness, but a profound communion with the very essence of life itself. The visions, the insights, the revelations, these were gifts from the gods, bestowed upon those who dared to seek them with open hearts and minds. As the day unfolded, the village bustled with the activities of daily life. Children laughed and played under the watchful eyes of their elders, their voices ringing like bells through the clear morning air. The women gathered around the central fire, preparing the day's meals, their hands moving with practiced ease as they transformed maize and beans into sustenance for their community. The men, strong and steady, ventured into the jungle, their footsteps sure and silent as they hunted and foraged, their every action a dance of respect with the land that sustained them. Despite the normalcy of these tasks, there was a palpable shift in the atmosphere. The villagers carried with them the weight of the night's wisdom, their conversations laced with a newfound depth, their gazes imbued with a quiet understanding. They spoke of dreams and visions, of ancestors and future generations, weaving their stories into the tapestry of their shared existence. Ixchel, moving among them like a gentle breeze, offered words of guidance and encouragement. Her presence was a balm, a reminder of the sacredness of their lives and the importance of their connection to the world around them. She knew that the true power of the night's journey lay not in the visions themselves, but in the way they inspired change and growth within each individual. The sun climbed higher, its heat a tangible force that pressed against the earth, coaxing the jungle into a symphony of sound and color. Birds called to one another in a cacophony of song, their plumage a riot of vibrant hues against the verdant backdrop. Insects buzzed and chirped, their movements a dance of life and energy. As the afternoon wore on, the villagers gathered once more in the central clearing. It was time for the sharing of stories, a ritual as old as the village itself. They sat in a circle, their bodies relaxed and open, their minds eager to absorb the tales that would be spun. The storyteller, an elder with hair like silver moonlight, took his place at the center. His voice, rich and resonant, carried the weight of generations as he spoke of the gods and heroes, of the creation of the world and the mysteries of the cosmos. His words wove a tapestry of sound and meaning, drawing the villagers into a realm where time and space blurred, where the line between reality and myth dissolved like mist in the morning light. With each story, the villagers felt the bonds between them strengthen, the ties of kinship and community knitting them together into a fabric that was both resilient and beautiful. They leaned into one another, their hearts open and vulnerable, their souls connected by the shared experience of their journey. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky in shades of amber and rose, the villagers rose to their feet, their bodies casting long shadows across the ground. The air was thick with the scent of earth and foliage, a reminder of their place within the cycle of life. Together, they moved to the edge of the village, where the jungle met the river in a lush embrace. Here, they would offer their thanks to the gods, their gratitude a song that rose to the heavens on the wings of the evening breeze. Their voices, a chorus of devotion, echoed through the trees, a sacred melody that spoke of humility and reverence. Ixchel, standing at the water's edge, raised her arms to the sky, her face upturned in a gesture of supplication and grace. The villagers followed suit, their hearts swelling with a profound sense of unity and purpose. They were but a single note in the grand symphony of existence, yet each note was essential, each life a vital thread in the tapestry of creation. As the last light of day faded into the embrace of night, the villagers returned to their homes, their hearts full and their spirits light. The jungle, alive with the sounds of nocturnal creatures, sang them to sleep, a lullaby of the earth that cradled them in its ancient arms. In the quiet darkness, they dreamed once more, their minds a canvas upon which the gods painted visions of wisdom and wonder. And in the depths of their slumber, they understood that the journey was never truly over, that each day was a new beginning, a chance to dance once more with the mysteries of the universe. And so the cycle continued, a sacred dance of life and death, of light and shadow, of dreams and reality. The villagers, guided by the wisdom of the gods and the strength of their community, moved through their days with grace and purpose, their lives a testament to the power of connection, the beauty of existence, and the eternal dance of the cosmos. In the heart of the Mayan village, where time flowed like the gentle rivers weaving through the jungle, the people awoke to a dawn painted in hues of gold and crimson. Each morning was a renewal, a sacred promise whispered by the universe that life was a gift to be cherished, explored, and understood. The air was thick with the perfume of blooming flowers, their petals unfurling like secrets to the sun, while the gentle rustle of leaves created a symphony that welcomed the day. The villagers gathered once more in the central plaza, where the stones beneath their feet were worn smooth by generations of steps, each a testament to lives lived in harmony with the land. Here, the elders, keepers of ancient knowledge, shared stories of the gods and the earth, their voices weaving a tapestry of history and hope. It was in these stories that the villagers found their roots and their wings, a grounding force and an invitation to soar into the realms of the divine. Among the listeners was Ekal, a young woman whose spirit was as vibrant as the jungle itself. Her eyes, dark and deep as the night sky, held a curiosity that could not be contained. She listened intently to the tales of her ancestors, the legends of the gods who had shaped the world, and the rituals that connected them to the cosmos. But Aikal yearned for more than stories. She longed to experience the mysteries for herself, to walk the path of the ancients and touch the divine. The opportunity came during the Festival of the Sacred Journey, a time when the villagers celebrated their connection to the universe through rituals that transcended the ordinary. The festival was a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds, a celebration of life and spirit that enveloped the village in a joyous embrace. It was a time to honor the gods and the earth, to partake in the sacred dance of existence. On the eve of the festival, beneath a sky studded with stars, Ekal approached the temple, shrouded in mist and mystery. The temple, an ancient structure cloaked in vines and whispers of the past, stood as a gateway between the mortal realm and the divine. Here, under the watchful eyes of the priests, Ekal would embark on a journey unlike any she had known. The priests, guardians of the sacred knowledge, prepared a ritual that would guide Ekal into the heart of the divine. They gathered the sacred herbs and plants, gifts from the earth imbued with the power to open the mind and spirit to the unseen. These plants, known only to the wise, held the key to unlocking the door to the gods, allowing mortals to glimpse the infinite. As the moon ascended the sky, casting a silver glow upon the temple, Ekal sat among the priests, her heart a drumbeat of anticipation. The air was thick with the aroma of the sacred incense, its tendrils rising like prayers to the heavens. The chants of the priests, rhythmic and resonant, filled the air, their voices a bridge between worlds. Ekal consumed the sacred concoction, a bitter draught that carried the essence of the jungle's hidden wisdom. As the liquid coursed through her veins, she felt a warmth spreading through her body, a gentle tide that lifted her from the shores of reality and carried her into the vast ocean of the cosmos. Her senses expanded, each breath a symphony of sensations, each heartbeat a connection to the pulse of the universe. The world around her dissolved, replaced by a tapestry of light and sound. Colors danced in her vision, vibrant and alive, weaving patterns that spoke of creation and eternity. She felt the presence of the gods, their whispers a melody that resonated in her soul. Their wisdom flowed through her, a river of understanding that washed away the boundaries of self and universe. In this sacred space, Ekal saw the threads that connected all things, the invisible web that held the stars in the sky and the earth in its embrace. She understood the dance of life and death, the cycle of rebirth that wove through the cosmos like a celestial song. And in that understanding, she found peace, a deep knowing that she was a part of something greater, a vital thread in the tapestry of creation. Time lost its meaning as Ekal journeyed through visions of past and future, of worlds unimagined and truths unspoken. She saw the faces of her ancestors, their eyes filled with wisdom and love, guiding her through the labyrinth of her soul. She felt the earth beneath her, alive and breathing, its heart beating in rhythm with hers. As the first light of dawn kissed the horizon, Ekal returned to the temple, her spirit aglow with the light of the divine. The priests, who had watched over her journey, greeted her with knowing smiles, their eyes reflecting the mysteries they too had encountered in their own sacred journeys. Ekal's heart overflowed with gratitude and wonder, her spirit forever changed by the experience. She understood now that the sacred journey was not a destination, but a path, a continual unfolding of the universe within and around her. It was a dance with the divine, a celebration of existence that transcended the boundaries of time and space. With each step she took back to her village, Ekal carried with her the wisdom of the gods, the beauty of the cosmos, and the strength of her ancestors. She knew that the journey was never truly over, that each day was a new beginning, a chance to dance once more with the mysteries of the universe. And so, under the watchful eyes of the gods and the embrace of the earth, Ikal returned to her people, her heart a beacon of light and love. She shared her experiences with them, her words a bridge that connected them to the divine. Her journey inspired others to seek their own paths, to explore the sacred dance of existence and find their place within it. As the sun rose high in the sky, the villagers gathered once more in the central plaza, their faces turned to the light, their spirits united in a song of gratitude and hope. They danced and sang, their voices rising to the heavens in a joyous celebration of life and spirit. In the heart of the Mayan village, where time flowed like a gentle river and the jungle sang the songs of creation, the people lived in harmony with the universe. Guided by the wisdom of their ancestors and the strength of their community, they moved through their days with grace and purpose, their lives a testament to the power of connection, the beauty of existence, and the eternal dance of the cosmos. As the vibrant colors of the dawn painted the sky with hues of gold and rose, a sense of renewal washed over the village like a tender rain. The air was thick with the scent of blooming hibiscus and the earthy aroma of damp soil, a fragrance that whispered secrets of the earth to those who would listen. The villagers, awakened by the gentle call of the morning, emerged from their thatched homes, their eyes still heavy with dreams and the memories of the night's sacred celebrations. Ikal, whose journey had ignited a spark within the hearts of her people, found herself drawn to the edge of the village, where the jungle's lush embrace beckoned with the promise of further mysteries. Her senses were attuned to the symphony of life that surrounded her, the rustle of leaves underfoot, the distant call of a howler monkey, the melodious chatter of birds weaving through the canopy like threads of an ancient tapestry. She walked with purpose, her feet tracing a familiar path towards a secluded grove where the elders of the village often gathered to commune with the spirits. Here, the towering ceiba tree stood as a sentinel, its branches reaching for the heavens, its roots delving deep into the heart of the earth. The ceiba was sacred, a bridge between worlds, and beneath its watchful gaze, Ikal felt the pulse of life thrumming through the very soil. As she approached, she noticed the elders already assembled in a circle, their faces serene and wise, etched with the lines of countless stories. The fire at their center crackled softly, its flames dancing in the gentle breeze, casting flickering shadows that seemed to move with a life of their own. They welcomed her with knowing smiles and gestures that spoke of understanding and respect. Ikal settled among them, her spirit open and receptive, ready to delve deeper into the mysteries that her journey had unveiled. The elders began to speak, their voices woven with the cadence of the jungle, each word a thread in the fabric of their shared history. They spoke of the sacred plants, the gifts of the gods, and the power they held to open the mind and soul to the vastness of the universe. The air grew thick with anticipation as the elders shared tales of their own journeys, each story a jewel in the crown of their collective wisdom. They spoke of visions that transcended the physical realm, of connections forged with the spirits of their ancestors, and of the deep understanding of life's intricate dance that such experiences brought. Ikal listened intently, her heart resonating with the truths they revealed. She understood that the journey she had embarked upon was but one step in a lifelong path of discovery and enlightenment. The sacred plants were not merely a means to an end, but a guide, a teacher, and a companion on this journey, offering insights that could only be understood through experience and reflection. As the elders' stories wove their magic, Ikal felt a growing sense of kinship with the world around her. The jungle was alive, its spirits whispering in the rustle of leaves, its wisdom contained in the petals of flowers and the songs of birds. She realized that every living thing was part of a vast, interconnected web, each thread essential to the harmony of the whole. In the quiet that followed the elders' tales, Ikal closed her eyes and allowed herself to drift into a meditative state. Her breath slowed, her mind quieted, and she found herself enveloped in a profound sense of peace. The boundary between her body and the world around her began to blur, and she felt herself dissolve into the essence of the jungle. She saw herself as the ceiba tree, her branches stretching towards the sky, her roots entwined with the earth. She was the river, flowing with grace and purpose, carving new paths through the landscape. She was the bird, soaring high above the canopy, her heart free and unburdened. And within this state of unity, she felt the presence of the spirits, their energy a warm embrace that filled her with a deep sense of belonging. They spoke to her in a language beyond words, a language of feeling and intuition, guiding her towards a deeper understanding of her place in the cosmos. Time lost its meaning as Akal journeyed through this realm of spirit and sensation. She touched the fabric of the universe, felt the heartbeat of creation, and understood the dance of life in all its complexity and beauty. It was a journey of transformation, a shedding of old skins, and the birth of new awareness. When she finally returned to herself, opening her eyes to the world once more, she felt a profound shift within her being. The jungle around her pulsed with vibrancy, each leaf and creature a testament to the divine. She looked at the elders, and in their eyes, she saw the reflection of her own journey mirrored back at her. The sun had begun its descent, casting long shadows across the grove, and the air was filled with the sound of cicadas heralding the approach of night. The elders rose, their movements as fluid as the river's flow, and together they began the walk back to the village, their spirits alight with the knowledge shared and gained. As they stepped into the clearing, the village welcomed them with open arms, the people gathering to hear the tales of the day's insights and revelations. The plaza filled with laughter and song, the aroma of cooking fires mingling with the scent of night-blooming jasmine, creating a tapestry of sensory delight. Ekal, her heart full of gratitude and wonder, joined her people in their celebrations, her voice rising in harmony with theirs. The night unfolded like a dream, the stars above twinkling in approval, their light a reminder of the infinite possibilities that lay within each soul. And so the cycle continued, the people of the village bound together by their shared experiences, their hearts open to the mysteries of the universe. They lived in harmony with the earth and sky, their lives a dance of joy and discovery, ever reaching for the stars while rooted firmly in the embrace of the sacred land. The dance of the cosmos was eternal, and within it, Ekal and her people found their place, a testament to the power of connection, the beauty of existence, and the endless journey of the soul. As the night deepened, the moon, a luminous orb of silver, began its slow ascent over the horizon, casting a gentle glow over the village. The air was thick with the fragrance of copal incense, a sacred smoke that swirled and danced with the cool breeze, carrying whispers of prayers to the heavens. Each tendril of smoke seemed to reach for the stars, like the aspirations of the villagers, unseen yet profoundly felt. The fire at the center of the plaza crackled with a life of its own, its flames flickering like tongues of ancient spirits sharing secrets from the past. Around it, elders and children gathered, their faces painted with the shifting hues of light and shadow, creating a living tapestry that mirrored the stories of their ancestors. Ekal sat among them, her eyes reflecting the firelight, her mind adrift on the currents of the night. She felt the presence of her ancestors, their wisdom seeping into her bones, their voices a soft chorus that resonated with her own heartbeat. The elder, Ahau, began to speak, his voice a sonorous melody that held the crowd in a rapt embrace. In the days of our forebears, he began, the world was different, yet the same. The jungle whispered secrets to those who would listen, and the skies painted stories for those with eyes to see. Our people have always sought understanding, a communion with the divine that transcends the boundaries of the physical world. As Ahau spoke, Ekal closed her eyes, letting the rhythm of his words carry her back through the mists of time. She envisioned the ancestors, clad in garments woven from the fibers of the earth, their eyes luminous with knowledge gleaned from the cosmos. They, too, had gathered under the same stars, seeking enlightenment through ritual and ceremony. The sacred plants, Ahau continued, were gifts from the gods, keys to unlock the doors of perception. Through them, our ancestors journeyed beyond the veil of the ordinary into realms where the spirit soared free and unfettered. The mention of the sacred plants sent a shiver of anticipation through the crowd. Ekal felt it too, a tingling that began at the nape of her neck and spread through her limbs like wildfire. She knew that tonight, the journey would beckon her once more, calling her to explore the boundless landscapes of the soul. As the elders prepared the sacred brew, a hush fell over the gathering. The concoction, a blend of potent herbs and ancient knowledge, was brewed with care and reverence, the smoke from the cauldron weaving intricate patterns in the air. The villagers watched in silence, their anticipation a palpable presence that hummed like a living thing. Ikal accepted the cup with trembling hands, her heart thrumming with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. She brought it to her lips, the liquid pungent and earthy, a taste that spoke of the land itself. As she drank, she felt a warmth spreading through her body, a gentle awakening that began in her chest and radiated outward. The world around her began to shift, the edges of reality blurring and softening, as if the very fabric of existence was being rewoven before her eyes. She felt herself being lifted, drawn upwards into a dance of light and shadow, her spirit unmoored and drifting free. The jungle, once a silent sentinel, now thrummed with life. Colors exploded in vivid cascades, the greens of the leaves shimmering with an otherworldly luminescence, the reds and oranges of flowers burning like living flames. The air was alive with the hum of insects and the distant calls of unseen creatures, a symphony that enveloped her in its embrace. Ikal felt herself moving through this vibrant tapestry, her feet barely touching the ground. She was both observer and participant, her senses heightened to the point of ecstasy. She could feel the pulse of the earth beneath her, a rhythmic heartbeat that matched her own, binding her to the very essence of creation. As she wandered, the figures of her ancestors appeared before her, their forms ethereal and shimmering. They welcomed her with open arms, their eyes filled with a wisdom that transcended time. She felt their love and guidance, a gentle nudge towards understanding the mysteries that lay before her. In this sacred space, Ikal communed with the spirits of the land and sky, her questions dissolving into the ether as answers came, not in words, but in sensations and visions. She saw the cycles of life and death, the eternal dance of creation and destruction, each moment a thread in the vast tapestry of existence. Time seemed to lose its meaning, the boundaries of past and future dissolving into a boundless present. Ikal felt herself expand, her spirit soaring beyond the confines of her physical form, touching the stars and the spaces between them. She was part of everything, and everything was part of her. A realization so profound, she felt tears of gratitude and awe spill down her cheeks. The journey took her deeper still, into the realms of dreams and possibilities. She saw visions of her village, its people thriving and living in harmony, their lives a testament to the resilience and beauty of the human spirit. She saw herself, a bridge between worlds, carrying the torch of knowledge and tradition into the future. And then, as softly as it had begun, the journey started to fade, the vibrant colors and sounds gently receding, leaving behind a sense of peace and clarity. Ikal felt herself returning to the circle, the warmth of the fire a comforting presence against the cool night air. She opened her eyes, the faces of her people coming into focus, their expressions serene and knowing. They had traveled with her, each on their own journey, yet bound by the shared experience of the sacred rite. Ikal felt the strength of their connection, a web of light that linked their souls in a dance of unity. The night wore on, the fire burning low as the villagers shared their experiences, their voices a tapestry of wonder and revelation. Ikal listened, her heart full, her spirit renewed by the journey. She knew that the path of discovery was never ending, a spiral of learning and growth that would continue to unfold within her. As the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, the village began to stir, the sounds of life slowly returning to the waking world. Ikal stood, her feet firmly planted on the sacred earth, her gaze lifted to the horizon, where the sun would soon rise. The journey had deepened her understanding, illuminating the path that lay ahead. She felt a renewed sense of purpose, a calling to nurture the bond between her people and the earth, to honor the wisdom of the ancestors, and to embrace the endless possibilities of the soul's journey. In the quiet moments before the day began, Ikal closed her eyes once more, offering a silent prayer of gratitude to the universe. She felt its response in the gentle kiss of the morning breeze, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. And so, with the dawn, Ikal and her people welcomed a new day, their hearts open to the wonders yet to come, their spirits buoyed by the knowledge that they were part of something far greater than themselves, a timeless dance of life, ever evolving, ever beautiful. As the first light of dawn began to spill over the canopy of the jungle, painting the world in hues of gold and emerald, the village awoke with a gentle hum. The soft rustle of leaves in the morning breeze whispered secrets of the night, secrets carried by the spirits of the forest who had watched over the land while the world slumbered. Akal felt the earth beneath her feet, solid yet alive, a tapestry woven with the stories of those who had walked before her. The ancestors were ever present, their echoes lingering in the air, infusing the village with a sense of timelessness. She had come to understand that each day was a new page in the grand story of her people, a story written in the language of the stars and the rhythms of the earth. Nearby, the village began its daily symphony, the crackling of fires being kindled, the soft murmur of voices greeting the new day, the distant laughter of children as they emerged from dreams into the bright morning. The air was fragrant with the scent of copal, its tendrils of smoke rising like ethereal vines, entwining with the first rays of sunlight. Akal watched as the villagers gathered in the central plaza, a place of gathering and reflection where the heart of the community pulsed with life. Elders and children, women and men, all came together in a harmonious dance, their movements as fluid as water, as steady as the mountains. There was a unity in their diversity, a balance that Akal had come to cherish. Among them was Ahau, the village shaman, his presence as grounding as the roots of the ceiba tree. He moved with an ageless grace, his eyes bright with the wisdom of countless journeys. Akal approached him, feeling the warmth of his spirit envelop her like an embrace. "Ahau," she greeted, her voice a soft melody in the morning air. "Akal," he replied, a smile lighting his weathered face. "The dawn brings with it new beginnings. What visions did the night bestow upon you?" Akal took a breath, allowing the memories of the night's journey to surface, each one a vivid brushstroke in the tapestry of her mind. "The spirits spoke of harmony," she said, her words deliberate and thoughtful. "They showed me the threads that bind us to the earth, to each other. They spoke of the balance we must maintain, not only in our world, but within ourselves." Ahau nodded knowingly, his gaze drifting to the horizon, where the sun now kissed the sky. "Balance is the essence of life," he mused. "In our ceremonies, we seek to connect with the divine, to transcend the boundaries of the physical world and touch the infinite. Each journey is a step along the path of enlightenment." The shaman's words resonated with Akal, stirring a deep yearning within her soul. She had felt the pull of the cosmos during her nights under the stars, the call of the universe inviting her to explore its mysteries. It was a call she could not ignore, for it was woven into the very fabric of her being. As the morning unfolded, the village gathered for a ritual that had been passed down through generations, a celebration of life and the cycle of renewal. The air was thick with anticipation, a palpable energy that seemed to hum with the frequency of the earth itself. At the heart of the ceremony was the sacred drink, a blend of cacao and other ancient herbs, crafted with reverence and intention. It was a conduit to the divine, a key that unlocked the doors of perception, allowing the spirit to soar beyond the confines of the mundane. Akal held the vessel in her hands, feeling its cool weight, the clay warm from the touch of countless hands before hers. She lifted it to her lips, the rich aroma enveloping her senses, grounding her in the present, even as it promised journeys to realms unseen. As the liquid touched her tongue, a warmth spread through her body, a gentle wave that carried her to the edge of consciousness, where the veil between worlds was thin. She closed her eyes, surrendering to the flow, allowing the spirits to guide her where they willed. The world around her shifted, transformed by the alchemy of the sacred drink. Colors deepened, sounds became symphonies, each note a thread in the vast web of existence. Akal felt herself expand, her spirit unfurling like a flower in the sun, reaching for the light of understanding. In this altered state, she saw visions of the past and glimpses of the future, woven together in a dance of light and shadow. She saw her people, their lives etched in the stones of the earth, their dreams carried on the winds of time. She saw the land, vibrant and alive, a living testament to the resilience of nature. and she saw herself, a part of this grand tapestry, her life a single thread in the intricate design. She felt the weight of generations upon her shoulders, yet also the buoyancy of infinite potential. Here, in this sacred space, she was both finite and eternal, bound by the earth, yet free to explore the cosmos. The journey was both exhilarating and humbling, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the smallness of her place within it. Yet, in that smallness, she found a profound connection to all that was, all that is, and all that will be. As the effects of the sacred drink began to wane, Ikal returned to the present, her senses slowly grounding her in the world of form. She opened her eyes to find the village around her, their faces serene and illuminated by the light of understanding. Each had embarked on their own journey, yet they had traveled together, bound by the shared experience of the sacred ritual. The sun now hung high in the sky, casting its golden glow over the land, a beacon of hope and renewal. Ikal felt its warmth on her skin, a reminder of the life-giving force that sustained them all. She looked to Ahau, who stood nearby, his eyes reflecting the depths of the universe. "Today I have seen the threads," she said, her voice a whisper carried on the wind. "I have felt their strength, their beauty. I understand now, more than ever, the importance of our role as stewards of the earth." Ahau nodded, his gaze soft yet piercing. "The journey is never truly over, Akal. Each day brings new challenges, new opportunities to learn and grow. We must carry the wisdom of the ancestors with us, honoring their legacy as we forge our own paths." With those words, Ikal felt a renewed sense of purpose, a fire kindled within her soul. She was ready to embrace the challenges that lay ahead, to nurture the bonds that connected her people to the earth and to each other. She was a guardian of the past, a beacon for the future, and in that role, she found her place in the eternal dance of life. The village, now alive with the vibrant energy of the new day, continued its rhythm, a symphony of life that echoed through the ages. And within that symphony, Akal found her song, a melody of hope and renewal that would guide her on her journey, ever onward, ever upward toward the light. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, casting its golden light upon the lush tapestry of the village, Akal's heart beat in harmony with the pulse of the earth beneath her feet. The air was a fragrant blend of blooming flowers and the rich, earthy scent of damp soil, invigorating her senses and filling her with a profound sense of belonging. The villagers moved with purpose, their movements a dance of unity and collaboration. Children ran through the central plaza, their laughter a bright stream that wove through the low hum of adult conversations. Elders gathered under the shade of the great ceiba tree, their weathered faces a testament to the lives they had lived and the stories they carried. Ikal walked among them, a quiet observer of this vibrant tapestry. Her journey had transformed her, and she saw the world through new eyes, each detail sharpened by the wisdom she had gained. The leaves rustling in the breeze whispered secrets of time immemorial, and the stones beneath her sandals held the memory of countless footsteps that had passed this way. As she made her way through the village, she encountered Yax, the village healer, tending to the vibrant garden that thrived with medicinal plants. Yax was a man of few words, his wisdom expressed through the gentle touch of his hands as he coaxed life from the earth. Ikal paused to watch him work, his fingers deftly plucking leaves and petals, each one a remedy for the ailments of the body and soul. "Yax," Ikal called softly, her voice a gentle ripple in the morning air. He looked up, his eyes as bright and clear as the sky above. "Ikal, it is good to see you," he replied, a small smile curving his lips. "I wanted to thank you," Ikal said, stepping closer. "Your teachings have been a beacon for me on my journey. The knowledge you shared has opened my eyes to the deeper connections that bind us to this world." Yax nodded, his expression thoughtful. "The earth speaks to us in many ways, Ikal. It is up to us to listen and learn. Our ancestors knew this well, and they entrusted us with the sacred duty of maintaining the balance." Ikal knelt beside him, her fingers brushing against the soft leaves of a plant. "There is so much more to discover, isn't there? So many layers to our existence that we have yet to uncover." "Indeed," Yax agreed, his voice a soothing balm. "The journey of learning never ends. Each day, each moment, offers a new lesson if we are open to receiving it." As they spoke, the sun continued its ascent, casting long shadows that stretched across the ground like the fingers of time, reaching out to enfold the present in the embrace of the past. Ikal felt a sense of peace settle over her, a quiet confidence that she was exactly where she needed to be. With a nod of gratitude, she rose and continued her walk, her thoughts weaving a tapestry of dreams and aspirations. The village was a living canvas, each person a brushstroke, each interaction a vibrant color that added depth and meaning to the whole. As the day unfolded, Ikal found herself drawn to the river that wound its way through the forest, a silver ribbon that glinted in the sunlight. The sound of the water was a familiar melody, a lullaby that had cradled her to sleep on many a night. She followed the path that led to its banks, her heart attuned to the rhythm of the natural world. The river was a place of solace, a sanctuary where she could reflect and meditate on the mysteries of existence. She knelt at its edge, the cool water lapping at her fingertips, and closed her eyes, letting the music of the river wash over her. In that moment of stillness, she felt a presence, a gentle stirring in the air that signaled the arrival of someone familiar. Opening her eyes, she saw Kuhul, the shaman, standing a few paces away, his gaze fixed on the flowing water. Kuhul, she greeted him, her voice a soft whisper against the backdrop of nature's song. He nodded in acknowledgement, his eyes deep pools that reflected the wisdom of the ages. Ikal, you have returned. I have, she replied, her heart full, and I am ready to learn more, to delve deeper into the mysteries that surround us. Kuhul approached, his footsteps silent on the forest floor. The journey you seek is one of spirit as much as it is of the mind. To truly understand, one must be willing to explore the unseen, to traverse the realms that lie beyond the veil of the ordinary. Ikal listened intently, her soul resonating with his words. She had tasted glimpses of these realms in her dreams, visions that danced at the edge of her consciousness, tantalizing yet elusive. The Mayan way, Kuhul continued, is one of balance and harmony. In our ceremonies, we seek to connect with the divine, to bridge the gap between the physical and the spiritual. Through the sacred rituals, we open ourselves to the guidance of the gods, the ancestors, and the spirits of the natural world. His words painted a vivid picture in Ikal's mind, a tapestry of rituals performed under the watchful gaze of the stars, of incense smoke curling like serpents into the night sky, of chants and drums that echoed through the jungle like the heartbeat of the earth itself. A shiver of anticipation ran through her, a thrill that quickened her pulse. She could feel the call of the unknown, the lure of the mystical that beckoned her to follow where it led. I wish to be a part of this, she said, her voice steady and sure, to walk the path of the shaman, to learn the ways of the ancients and carry their wisdom forward. Kuhul regarded her for a long moment, his expression inscrutable. When he spoke, his voice was a gentle murmur, like the rustling of leaves in the wind. The path you seek is not an easy one, Ikal. It requires courage, dedication, and an unwavering faith in the unseen. I understand, she replied, her heart swelling with determination, and I am ready. Kuhul nodded, a slow, deliberate gesture that conveyed his approval. Very well, we will begin at the next full moon. Until then, prepare yourself. The journey will demand much of you, but if you remain true to your spirit, you will find the answers you seek. With those words, he turned and left, disappearing into the forest like a shadow swallowed by the light. Ikal watched him go, her heart a tumult of emotions, anticipation, excitement, and a hint of trepidation. The path before her was shrouded in mystery, a winding river that promised both challenges and revelations. Yet she felt a sense of peace, a quiet knowing that she was exactly where she needed to be. The river continued its eternal journey, a mirror of her own path, flowing ever onward, ever deeper into the heart of the unknown. And as she knelt by its banks, Ikal found herself reflected in its waters, a seeker of truth, a guardian of wisdom, and a child of the earth, ready to embrace the infinite dance of life. As the days unfurled like petals in the warm embrace of the sun, Ikal immersed herself in preparation, guided by the whispers of the ancients and the rhythms of the earth. Each dawn was a canvas painted with the hues of her anticipation, and each dusk a tapestry woven with the threads of her dreams. The forest became her sanctuary, a verdant cathedral where the symphony of life played ceaselessly. The leaves whispered secrets to the wind, and the roots whispered stories to the earth. Every step she took was a dialogue with the past, a communion with the spirits that had walked these lands long before her. Ekal spent her days gathering the sacred herbs, their scents, an intricate language of their own. The air was thick with their aroma, a heady perfume that spoke of distant realms and hidden truths. She learned to recognize each plant not just by sight, but by the vibration it emitted, a silent song that resonated with her very being. The preparation was as much a journey inward as it was outward. Ekal meditated beneath the ancient ceiba trees, her thoughts intertwining with the roots that delved deep into the soil. She practiced the sacred dances, her movements echoing the cycles of the moon and the spirals of the stars. Each gesture was a prayer, each step a vow, binding her to the cosmos in a dance as old as time itself. As the full moon approached, a palpable energy began to build, a crescendo that thrummed in the air and vibrated in her bones. The villagers sensed it too, their activities subtly altered, as if they too were attuning to the cosmic rhythm that Ekal was preparing to embrace. On the eve of the full moon, the village gathered in the central plaza, a space that pulsed with the heartbeat of their ancestors. The air was alive with anticipation, the kind that crackles with potential and possibility. The elders, draped in ceremonial garments, adorned with feathers and beads, began the invocation of the directions, calling upon the guardians of the cardinal points to witness and guide. Ekal stood at the heart of the circle, her senses heightened, her mind a kaleidoscope of emotions. The chants of the elders were a bridge to another world, their voices a river that carried her spirit to the place where the veil between the worlds was thinnest. As the moon ascended into the velvet sky, bathing the world in its silver light, Kuhul emerged from the shadows. His presence was a force, an anchor that grounded the energy swirling around them. He approached with a calm that belied the magnitude of the moment, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of ages. He handed her a small bowl, intricately carved from the sacred wood of the ceiba tree. Within it lay a concoction of the sacred herbs she had so carefully gathered. The aroma was intoxicating, a blend of earth and sky, of memory and prophecy. It was the essence of the journey she was about to embark upon. "Drink and let the spirits guide you," Kuhul intoned, his voice a gentle command that resonated with the authority of the Ancient Ones. With reverence, Ekal lifted the bowl to her lips, the liquid a cool stream that flowed into her, a river of stars that danced along her veins. As she drank, the world around her began to shift, the boundaries between the seen and unseen dissolving like mist in the morning sun. The forest, the village, the very earth beneath her feet began to hum with an energy that was both familiar and alien. Colors intensified, sounds became symphonies, and the sky above her swirled in a tapestry of celestial wonders. Ekal felt herself being lifted, her spirit soaring like the eagle, her body still grounded but her consciousness expanding into realms uncharted. She was both here and there, both the observer and the observed, a thread in the vast web of existence. The spirits of the ancestors appeared, their forms luminous and ethereal, their presence a comfort and a challenge. They spoke in a language of images and feelings, a communication deeper than words, a dialogue that transcended time. Ekal saw the stories of her people unfold before her, the triumphs and the trials, the wisdom and the folly. She saw the cycles of life and death, the dance of creation and destruction, the eternal balance that governed all things. In this sacred space, she was given glimpses of her own path, the choices that lay before her, the lessons she was destined to learn. The spirits guided her gently, their wisdom a balm and a beacon, illuminating the shadows and revealing the light. As the moon reached its zenith, the visions began to wane, the spirits retreating to the realms from whence they came. But they left behind a gift, a seed of understanding that took root deep within Ekal's soul. The journey back to the present was gradual, a gentle descent from the heights of the spirit world to the embrace of the earth. As the visions faded, Ekal found herself once more beneath the open sky, the cool night air a soothing caress. Her heart was a vessel filled with gratitude, her spirit a flame rekindled. She had touched the essence of the divine, had danced with the stars and conversed with the ancients. And though the journey had been long and the challenges great, she emerged with a clarity that was both profound and humbling. Ikal looked around at the faces of her people, at the eyes that watched her with a mix of awe and love. She realized that she was not alone, that she was part of a tapestry woven with the threads of countless lives, a tapestry that stretched across the ages. The villagers began to sing, their voices rising in a hymn of thanksgiving, a celebration of the journey, of the knowledge gained, and of the bonds that held them all together. The song was a weaving of their collective spirit, a testament to their resilience and their unity. As the first light of dawn touched the horizon, painting the world in shades of possibility, Ikal knew that this was not the end, but a beginning. The path before her was still unfolding, a river that would carry her to new shores, to new adventures. In the heart of the Mayan jungle, beneath the watchful gaze of the eternal sky, Ikal embraced her destiny, her spirit a beacon of hope, her journey a testament to the enduring power of the human soul. And so she stood, a child of the earth, ready to embrace the infinite dance of life. As the village slowly came to life with the break of dawn, the jungle around them seemed to breathe along with the people, a living, pulsating entity that whispered secrets to those who dared to listen. The air was rich with the scent of blooming jasmine, mingling with the earthy aroma of the forest floor, creating a tapestry of fragrances that promised renewal and growth. Ikal, still enveloped in the warmth of the villagers' strength, voices felt a profound sense of belonging. She was no longer a solitary figure navigating the dense undergrowth of existence. She was an integral part of this vibrant community, a thread in the intricate weave of a grand design. Her heart swelled with gratitude, her soul resonating with the song of their shared experiences. The villagers' hymn gradually faded into the gentle rustle of the leaves, leaving a serene silence, punctuated only by the distant calls of awakening birds. The sun, a golden orb of promise, climbed higher in the sky, casting a warm glow across the landscape. Ikal took a deep breath, filling her lungs with the fresh morning air, feeling invigorated and alive. As the day unfolded, the village came to life with its usual rhythm. The elders gathered in the central plaza, their aged faces etched with wisdom and stories untold. They sat in a circle, discussing the events of the night, their voices a soft murmur against the backdrop of the bustling village life. Children ran about, their laughter echoing through the trees, while the women busied themselves with the day's tasks, their hands deftly weaving colorful textiles that mirrored the vibrant hues of the surrounding jungle. Ikal wandered through the village, her senses alive to the myriad of sights and sounds. She stopped to watch an elderly woman tending a small garden, her hands reverently caressing the leaves of the plants. The woman glanced up, her eyes meeting Ikal's with a knowing smile. Without words, she gestured for Ikal to join her, and together they worked the soil, their hands moving in unison, a silent dance of creation. As the sun reached its zenith, casting dappled shadows through the canopy, Ikal felt a gentle tug at her heart. She knew it was time to seek the guidance of the shaman once more. The path to the shaman's dwelling was a familiar one, winding through the dense jungle, where the air was thick with the scent of damp earth and the occasional burst of wildflowers. Arriving at the clearing, she found the shaman seated cross-legged on the ground, his eyes closed in meditation. His presence exuded a calm strength, a quiet power that seemed to draw the very energy of the earth around him. As Ikal approached, he opened his eyes, his gaze piercing yet warm, as if seeing into the depths of her soul. "Ikal," he greeted her, his voice a gentle rumble, like distant thunder on the horizon. "You have journeyed far, and yet your path is just beginning." She nodded, feeling the truth of his words resonate within her. "I seek to understand more," she said softly, "to learn and grow, to embrace what lies ahead." The shaman smiled, a glint of mischief in his eyes. "The universe is vast, and its mysteries are endless, but today we shall focus on what lies within you." With that, he gestured for her to sit, and together they began the ritual of preparing the sacred herbs. The leaves rustled softly as they were ground, releasing a pungent aroma that filled the air, a scent that spoke of ancient wisdom and untapped potential. As the shaman chanted softly, the rhythmic cadence of his words became a bridge to another realm, a conduit through which Ikal felt herself being drawn. The world around her seemed to blur, the edges softening until all that remained was a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations, a tapestry woven from the threads of her own being. In this altered state, Ekal found herself standing at the edge of a vast ocean. The water shimmered under a sky that was both familiar and alien, its surface a mirror reflecting the infinite possibilities of her soul. She felt the pull of the tides, the gentle caress of the breeze, and knew that she was on the cusp of a great revelation. A figure emerged from the waves, a shadowy silhouette that gradually took form as it approached. It was a woman, her features strikingly similar to Ekal's, yet imbued with an otherworldly grace. Her eyes shone with an inner light, and when she spoke, her voice was like the music of stars. "You are the keeper of your own destiny," the woman said, her words resonating in the depths of Ekal's heart. "The journey you undertake is one of discovery, of unlocking the truths that lie within you." Ekal felt a surge of emotion, a mingling of fear and excitement. "But how do I find the path?" she asked, her voice a whisper against the roar of the ocean. The woman smiled, a gentle curve that spoke of endless patience. "The path is not something you find, but something you create. With each step, with each choice, you shape the journey that lies before you." As the woman's words washed over her, Ekal felt a profound sense of clarity. The fear that had gripped her heart began to dissolve, replaced by a burgeoning sense of purpose. She understood now that the journey was not about seeking answers, but about embracing the unknown, about trusting in the unfolding of her own story. The vision began to fade, the colors swirling into a vortex of light that drew her back to the present. She opened her eyes to find the shaman watching her, his expression one of quiet satisfaction. "You have seen what you needed to see," he said, his voice a comforting balm to her senses. "Remember, Ekal, that you are never alone. The spirit of the jungle, the wisdom of the ancients, they are with you always." With those words resonating in her heart, Ekal rose to her feet, feeling the solid earth beneath her, the warmth of the sun on her skin. She knew that her journey was far from over, that challenges and adventures awaited her. But she also knew that she was ready, that she was strong, that she was loved. As she made her way back to the village, the jungle seemed to embrace her, its whispers a song of encouragement, a melody of hope. Ekal walked with purpose, her spirit alight with the knowledge that she was a part of something greater, a living testament to the enduring power of the human soul. And so, beneath the eternal sky, amidst the vibrant tapestry of the Mayan world, Ekal embraced the infinite dance of life, ready to step into the unknown with courage and grace, her heart a beacon of light, her journey a story yet to be written. In the days that followed her return to the village, Ekal found herself enveloped in a newfound sense of belonging. The village bustled with life, its heartbeat a rhythmic symphony that resonated with the pulse of the jungle. Children laughed as they played beneath the towering ceiba trees, their voices a chorus of innocence that mingled with the calls of brightly feathered quetzals flitting through the canopy. Elders sat in quiet circles, their words weaving the fabric of history and wisdom that connected the past to the present. Ekal moved through this vibrant tapestry with a sense of purpose, her steps guided by an invisible thread that wove her into the very essence of the world around her. She took part in the daily rituals that marked the passage of time, her hands learning the ancient crafts that had sustained her people for generations. She ground maize into masa, the rhythmic motion of stone against stone, a meditation that connected her to the earth and its bounty. She wove textiles with intricate patterns, her fingers dancing over the loom like the nimble legs of a spider spinning its web. Yet, even amidst the comfort of routine, Ekal's heart yearned for something more, a deeper understanding of the mysteries that lay just beyond the veil of the known. The jungle, with its hidden wonders and whispers of the old gods, called to her, its siren song a promise of revelation and transformation. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky in hues of amber and indigo, Ekal sat by the fire, her gaze lost in the flickering flames. The scent of copal incense hung in the air, its smoky tendrils rising to the heavens like prayers carried on the wings of the wind. She closed her eyes and allowed the warmth of the fire to seep into her bones, its crackling a lullaby that soothed her restless spirit. It was then that she felt a presence beside her, a gentle shift in the air that announced the arrival of the village shaman, Tsib. His eyes, ancient and wise, seemed to hold the secrets of the universe as he regarded her with a gaze that penetrated the very core of her being. "Ikal," he spoke, his voice a low rumble like distant thunder. "Your spirit seeks the path of the jaguar, the journey that leads beyond the veil." Ikal nodded, a silent acknowledgement of the truth she had known but not yet dared to voice. Tsib continued, "There is a ritual, one that will take you to the edge of the world and back. It is the path of the sacred vine, the journey within. Are you willing to walk this path?" Fear and excitement danced within her, twin flames that ignited her soul. She nodded again, her voice a whisper in the night. "Yes, I am ready." The shaman's eyes softened, a flicker of approval passing over his features. "Then prepare, for tomorrow we venture into the heart of the jungle, to the place where the veil is thin and the spirits dwell." The night passed in a blur of anticipation, the stars wheeling overhead as silent witnesses to her resolve. When dawn broke, it found Ikal standing at the edge of the village, her heart a drumbeat of expectation. Tsib joined her, a leather pouch slung over his shoulder, its contents a mystery known only to him. Together, they stepped into the embrace of the jungle, the shadows swallowing them whole as they made their way deeper into its verdant heart. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and blooming orchids, a heady perfume that clung to their skin as they walked. The path wound beneath ancient trees whose roots twisted like the sinewy arms of forgotten giants, their leaves a canopy that filtered the sunlight into ethereal patterns on the forest floor. After hours of walking, they arrived at a clearing where the air felt different, charged with an energy that thrummed just beneath the surface of awareness. In the center of the clearing stood an altar, its stone surface polished smooth by countless hands over the ages. Around it, the jungle hummed with life, the symphony of nature, a living testament to the cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. Tsib motioned for Ikal to sit, and she did so, crossing her legs and closing her eyes as she centered herself. The shaman began to chant, his voice a deep resonance that seemed to vibrate through the very ground beneath them. From his pouch, he drew a bundle of leaves and a small earthenware bowl, the sacred tools of the ritual they were about to undertake. As Tsib prepared the sacred brew, Ikal felt the world around her begin to shift, the boundaries of reality blurring as the jungle's whispers grew louder. The shaman offered her the bowl, and she drank deeply, the bitter liquid a river of stars cascading down her throat. The effect was immediate, a rush of sensation that overwhelmed her senses and carried her away on a tide of visions. She saw the world as it once was, ancient cities rising from the earth like stone sentinels, their temples reaching towards the sky in a symphony of devotion. She saw the gods in their celestial splendor, their forms shifting and changing like the clouds above. And then she was falling, tumbling through a kaleidoscope of light and shadow, her soul unmoored from the constraints of the physical world. She became the jaguar, prowling through the depths of the jungle with eyes that saw beyond the veil into the very heart of existence. The spirits of the forest danced around her, their laughter a melody that echoed in the caverns of her mind. In this place beyond time, Ikal understood the true nature of the universe, the interconnectedness of all things. She saw the threads of fate that bound her to her ancestors, to the earth, and to the stars above. She understood that to get high in the Mayan sense was to transcend the limitations of the self, to become one with the divine rhythm of creation. As the visions faded and the world solidified around her once more, Ikal found herself back in the clearing, the jungle a living entity that pulsed with the breath of the gods. Tsib sat beside her, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of the ages. "You have walked the path of the jaguar," he said softly, "and returned with the knowledge of the ancients. Remember this journey, Ikal, for it is a part of you now, a light that will guide you through the shadows of the world." Ikal nodded, her heart full to bursting with gratitude and awe. She rose to her feet, feeling the earth steady beneath her, the jungle a familiar embrace. The journey had changed her, had opened her eyes to the infinite tapestry of life, and she knew that she would never be the same. As she and Tsib made their way back to the village, the jungle seemed to sing a song of welcome, its leaves whispering secrets that only she could hear. Akal walked with renewed purpose, her spirit alight with the knowledge that she was a part of something far greater than herself, a living thread in the grand design of the cosmos. And so, beneath the eternal sky, amidst the vibrant tapestry of the Mayan world, Akal embraced her place in the infinite dance of life, ready to step forward with courage and grace, her heart a beacon of light, her journey a story yet to be written. The jungle wrapped around them like a living being, its breath a gentle hum that echoed through the canopy. Each step Akal took felt like a heartbeat, resonating with the pulse of the earth beneath her feet. Her senses were heightened, attuned to the myriad sounds and scents that enveloped her. The air was thick with the fragrance of blossoms, mingling with the earthy musk of the forest floor, a heady perfume that spoke of life in all its forms. Tsib walked beside her, his presence a comforting anchor in the swirling sea of sensations. He moved with the ease of one who belongs to the wild places, his steps silent and sure. Akal watched him as they walked, noting the way he seemed to communicate with the jungle, his eyes flicking to the slightest rustle of leaves, the smallest movement in the underbrush. Their journey back to the village was unhurried, each moment a gift to be savored. The sun filtered through the canopy in golden shafts, painting the path with dappled light. Shadows danced in the undergrowth, shifting patterns that told stories of the ages. Akal found herself listening to the tales woven by the wind, her mind open to the whispers of the ancients. As they neared the village, the sounds of daily life began to mingle with the symphony of the forest. Laughter rang out, a joyous counterpoint to the calls of the birds overhead. The scent of cooking fires drifted on the breeze, rich and inviting. Akal felt a pang of hunger, a reminder of the physical world after her ethereal journey. The villagers greeted them with smiles and nods, their expressions warm and welcoming. Akal sensed a subtle shift in the way they looked at her, a recognition of the change that had occurred within her. She returned their greetings with a serene smile, her heart swelling with a sense of belonging. As they reached the heart of the village, Tsib turned to her, his eyes gleaming with quiet pride. "You have taken the first steps on a path that will lead you to great things, Akal," he said, his voice a gentle rumble. "Remember that you are never alone. The spirits of the forest, the ancestors, and your own heart will guide you." Akal nodded, feeling a profound sense of gratitude for the man who had been her guide and teacher. "Thank you, Tsib," she replied softly. "I will carry your words with me always." With a final nod, Tsib turned and melded back into the forest, his form quickly swallowed by the verdant embrace of the jungle. Akal watched him disappear, her heart full of hope and determination. Days passed, each one a tapestry of vibrant colors and rich sounds. Akal's senses remained attuned to the world around her, the lessons of her journey echoing in her mind. She spent her days tending to her duties, her hands busy with the tasks of weaving and planting, her mind alive with the knowledge she had gained. The village thrived in its own rhythm, the people moving through their days with a grace born of tradition and community. Akal watched as the seasons shifted, each change a reminder of the cycles that governed their lives. The rains came and went, the sun rose and set, each day a promise of renewal. Yet, beneath the surface of this tranquil life, a new awareness stirred within Akal. She felt the stirrings of a deeper understanding, a connection to the world that went beyond the tangible. It was as if the journey had opened a door within her, revealing a realm of possibilities that shimmered just beyond the edge of sight. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Akal sat by the river, her feet dangling in the cool water. The sound of the flowing stream was a soothing balm, its melody a lullaby that spoke to her soul. As she sat there, lost in thought, a sudden rustle in the bushes caught her attention. Her senses, honed by her experience in the jungle, were immediately alert. She rose to her feet, peering into the shadows with curiosity and a hint of apprehension. From the underbrush emerged a figure, cloaked in the twilight shadows. It was a woman, her form slender and graceful, her movements almost otherworldly. Her eyes met Akal's, and in that gaze, Akal saw an echo of her own journey, a reflection of the path she had walked. The woman approached slowly, a soft smile playing on her lips. "Do not be afraid," she said, her voice a melodious whisper. "I have been watching you, Ikal. You have touched the spirit world, and it has marked you." Ikal's heart quickened, a thrill of recognition coursing through her. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice steady despite the flutter of her pulse. "I am called Ixchel," the woman replied, her gaze never wavering. "I walk between worlds, a guardian of the knowledge that binds us to the earth and the stars." Ikal felt a shiver run through her at the name. Ixchel was known in the village as a being of great power and wisdom, a figure who existed on the fringes of reality, her presence felt but rarely seen. "What do you want with me?" Ikal asked, her curiosity mingling with a sense of awe. Ixchel's smile deepened, her eyes alight with an inner glow. "I am here to offer you a choice, Ikal. The path you have begun is not an easy one. It requires courage, strength, and an open heart. But it also offers rewards beyond measure, a chance to touch the divine, to understand the mysteries of life and death." Ikal felt the weight of the offer settle upon her, a choice that resonated with the core of her being. The path was indeed daunting, fraught with challenges and unknowns. Yet the promise of enlightenment, of a deeper connection to the universe, was a siren call she could not ignore. Taking a deep breath, Ikal met Ixchel's gaze with unwavering resolve. "I choose to walk the path," she said, her voice firm and clear. "Whatever it may hold, I will face it with an open heart." Ixchel nodded, her expression one of approval and understanding. "Then you shall have my guidance," she said, her voice a soft caress. "Together, we will explore the depths of the spirit world, uncovering the secrets that lie hidden in the shadows." As the night enveloped them in its velvet embrace, Ikal felt a sense of peace settle over her. The path ahead was uncertain, but she was ready to face it with courage and grace. Her heart swelled with the promise of adventure, the thrill of discovery, and the knowledge that she was a part of something far greater than herself. And so, under the watchful gaze of the stars, Ikal embraced her destiny, her spirit alight with a purpose that transcended the boundaries of the mortal world. The journey was just beginning, a story yet to be written, a dance of light and shadow that would echo through the ages. The jungle around them breathed with a life of its own, the symphony of nocturnal creatures crafting a lullaby that wrapped around Ikal and Ixchel like a protective cloak. The air was thick with the sweet scent of blooming flora, mingling with the earthy musk of the soil, creating an aromatic tapestry that spoke of life, death, and rebirth, a cycle as eternal as the stars above them. Ixchel led Ikal deeper into the heart of the jungle, their path illuminated by the silvery glow of the moon. Each step seemed to resonate with the pulse of the earth, a gentle thrum that whispered ancient secrets into the cool night air. The trees towered above them, their branches weaving a canopy that seemed to cradle the sky itself. Shadows danced between the trunks, flickering like memories half remembered, elusive and mysterious. Ikal's senses were heightened, each sound a note in a symphony that was simultaneously familiar and foreign. The rustle of leaves, the distant call of a jaguar, the soft whisper of the wind through the branches, all these conspired to draw her deeper into this otherworldly realm where the veil between the tangible and the spiritual was thin as gossamer. They reached a clearing bathed in moonlight, where the jungle floor was carpeted with delicate flowers, their petals shimmering in the lunar glow. Ixchel gestured for Ikal to sit, her eyes glinting with the wisdom of countless ages. She lowered herself gracefully onto the earth, the air around her vibrating with an energy that Ikal could feel in her bones. "Here," Ixchel said, her voice a gentle murmur that seemed to blend with the night itself, "is where we begin our journey into the spirit realm. Open your heart, Ikal, and let the world speak to you." Ikal closed her eyes, allowing the sounds and scents of the jungle to wash over her. She focused on her breathing, the steady rise and fall of her chest, a metronome that anchored her to the present, even as her spirit began to unfurl like the petals of a flower. Ixchel began to chant softly, her words weaving a tapestry of sound that seemed to reverberate through the air, each syllable a pebble dropped into the pond of the universe, sending ripples cascading into the unknown. Ikal felt the chant resonating within her, a melody that tugged at the very core of her being. As the chant continued, Ikal felt herself begin to drift, the boundaries of her physical form dissolving like mist in the morning sun. She was a part of the earth beneath her, the sky above, the stars that sang their silent song of eternity. Her spirit soared, untethered, free to explore the vast tapestry of existence that stretched out before her. Visions began to dance before her eyes, vivid and ephemeral. She saw the great pyramids rising from the jungle, their stone faces aglow with the light of 1,000 fires. She saw priests and priestesses, their forms draped in vibrant robes, their voices lifted in prayer to the gods who watched from the heavens. She saw the cycle of life and death, the endless dance of creation and destruction that wove the fabric of reality. And then she was elsewhere, in a place that defied description, where colors and sounds blended into a symphony of sensation. She felt the presence of the ancients, their wisdom a gentle touch upon her mind, guiding her, teaching her the truths that lay hidden beneath the surface of the world. In this place, time stretched and contracted, moments unfolding like the petals of a flower, revealing new layers of understanding. Ikal felt the weight of eternity pressing against her, a reminder of her place in the grand tapestry of existence. But even as she reveled in the boundless freedom of the spirit realm, Ikal felt a tug, a gentle pull that drew her back toward the physical world, a reminder of the path she had chosen to walk. Slowly, reluctantly, she allowed her spirit to return, the visions fading like the last notes of a song carried away on the wind. Opening her eyes, Ikal found herself once more in the moonlit clearing, the jungle around her alive with the sounds of the night. Ixchel watched her with eyes that glowed like twin orbs of light, her expression one of understanding and respect. "You have walked the path," Ixchel said softly, her voice a gentle caress, "and you have seen what lies beyond the veil. Remember what you have learned, Ikal, for it is a gift that few receive." Ikal nodded, her heart overflowing with gratitude and awe. She had glimpsed the infinite, touched the edges of a world that existed beyond the confines of the physical. She felt changed, transformed by the experience, her spirit alight with a deeper understanding of the universe and her place within it. As they sat together in the clearing, the moon casting its silvery light upon them, Ikal knew that this was only the beginning. The path of the spirit was a journey that stretched out before her, filled with wonders and mysteries waiting to be discovered. And with Ixchel as her guide, she felt ready to embrace whatever the future might hold. The night deepened around them, the stars twinkling like distant fires in the vast expanse of the sky. And as the jungle continued its eternal symphony, Ikal found herself at peace, her heart beating in time with the rhythm of the universe, her spirit soaring on the wings of destiny. The air was heavy with the scent of blooming night flowers, their sweet aromas weaving through the tapestry of sounds that filled the jungle. Each rustle of leaves, each distant call of a creature hidden in the darkness, was part of a grand, unfathomable orchestra. The energy of the earth hummed beneath Ikal's feet, a pulsing testament to the life that thrived in every nook and cranny of this vibrant world. Ikal sat in silent reverie, her mind a swirl of thoughts and emotions. She felt as though she had been reborn, her old self left behind as she stepped into this new realm of understanding. The ritual, with its intoxicating visions and sensations, had opened doors within her soul that she never knew existed. She was awash in colors and sounds that seemed to echo from some distant memory, a connection to her ancestors and their timeless wisdom. Her senses were heightened, attuned to the subtleties of the world in a way she had never experienced before. Ixchel watched her with knowing eyes, her presence a comforting anchor in the sea of revelations. The shaman had guided many along this path, and she recognized the look of wonder and transformation that now graced Ikal's features. It was a look of awakening, of seeing the threads of life woven together in a pattern both beautiful and profound. "Do not fear this change," Ixchel murmured gently, breaking the silence with her soothing voice. "Embrace it, and let it guide you. You have been given a glimpse of the divine, the essence that flows through all things." Ikal nodded, her mind replaying the visions that had danced before her eyes during the ceremony. She had seen the gods in their celestial splendor, felt the heartbeat of the earth beneath her skin, and heard the whispers of the ancestors carried on the wind. She understood now that these were not mere hallucinations, but insights into a deeper truth, an invitation to explore the mysteries of existence. As the night wore on, the moon climbed higher into the sky, bathing the world in its gentle glow. The jungle seemed to breathe with a life of its own, each shadow and shaft of light telling a story as old as time. Ikal felt a kinship with the night, its mysteries calling to her in a language only her spirit could understand. Her thoughts drifted back to the stories her grandmother used to tell by the fireside, tales of ancient gods and the sacred rituals that connected the people to the divine. Those stories, once just echoes of a distant past, now felt vividly real, as if she could reach out and touch the very fabric of the universe they described. "Will I ever experience this again?" Ikal asked, her voice a whisper in the night. "Perhaps," Ixchel replied, her eyes reflecting the moonlight. "The journey of the spirit is not bound by time or place. It will call to you when you are ready, when your heart is open to its teachings. Be patient and trust in the path that unfolds before you." Ikal nodded, understanding that this was not a journey she could force or control. It was a dance with the cosmos, a partnership that required faith and surrender. She felt a deep sense of peace settle over her, a knowledge that she was exactly where she needed to be, doing exactly what she needed to do. The night slowly gave way to dawn, the sky lightening from deep indigo to soft shades of pink and gold. The jungle awoke with the first rays of the sun, the chorus of birds greeting the new day with their joyous songs. Ikal rose to her feet, feeling the cool earth beneath her toes, the air crisp and fresh against her skin. Ixchel stood beside her, her presence a warm, grounding force. "You have seen much, but there is still so much more to learn," she said, her voice filled with promise. "The world is vast and full of wonders. Each day is a new opportunity to discover, to grow, and to connect with the spirit that resides within you and all around you." Ikal took a deep breath, the scent of the jungle filling her lungs. She knew she was at the beginning of a lifelong journey, one that would lead her into the depths of her own soul and beyond. The path was uncertain, but she felt ready to embrace it with open arms. With a final nod to Ixchel, Ikal turned and began to make her way back through the jungle, her steps light and her heart full of hope. The sun rose higher in the sky, its golden light filtering through the canopy and casting a warm glow over the world. Ikal felt the sun's rays on her skin, a reminder of the life-giving force that sustained all things. As she walked, Ikal reflected on the interconnectedness of all life, the way every living being was a part of a greater whole. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the experience she had been granted, the insights she had gained, and the guidance of those who had walked this path before her. The jungle was alive with movement and sound, each creature going about its daily routine in harmony with the cycles of nature. Ikal marveled at the beauty of it all, the way everything fit together in a delicate balance. She felt a renewed sense of purpose, a desire to live in harmony with the world around her, and to honor the sacred connection between all things. As she reached the edge of the village, Ikal paused for a moment, looking back at the jungle that had become her sanctuary. She knew that this was not the end, but rather a new beginning. The lessons she had learned would guide her, the visions she had witnessed would inspire her, and the spirit she had touched would illuminate her path. With a deep breath, Ikal stepped forward, ready to embrace whatever the future might hold. She carried with her the wisdom of the ancients, the blessings of the gods, and the strength of her own spirit. And as she walked into the light of the new day, she knew that she was never alone, for the spirit of the universe was always with her, guiding her every step of the way. As the first light of dawn caressed the horizon, Ikal felt the warmth of the sun's embrace, an ancient whisper that promised renewal and hope. The village slowly stirred to life, its people emerging from their dreams, still cradled in the tender arms of night. The air was filled with the scent of dew-kissed earth and the faint aroma of wood smoke curling gently from the hearths. Birds began their morning symphony, a melodious greeting to the sun, their trills and warbles weaving a rich tapestry of sound that hung in the air like a blessing. Ikal moved with purpose through the village, her feet barely disturbing the soft earth beneath her steps. Each stride felt charged with the energies of those who had walked before her, their footsteps etched into the path she now followed. The villagers greeted her with nods and smiles, their eyes reflecting the familiarity of shared lives and shared dreams. She was one of them, yet she carried within her the mysteries of the jungle and the echoes of the gods. The heart of the village pulsed with life as people went about their morning routines. Children laughed as they played, their joyous voices rising into the sky like songs of freedom. Women gathered at the well, their rhythmic chatter a comforting lullaby that spoke of community and kinship. Men prepared for their day's work, their movements deliberate and strong, a testament to their connection with the land. Ikal found herself at the ceremonial plaza, a sacred space where the earth seemed to breathe with its own quiet rhythm. The stones beneath her feet were worn smooth by the passage of countless generations, each one a silent witness to the rituals that bound the people to the divine. She knelt, placing her hands on the cool stone, feeling the vibrations of history and culture resonate through her body. In the center of the plaza, a small altar stood, adorned with offerings to the gods. Brightly colored flowers, fresh fruits, and intricately woven fabrics lay in careful arrangement, each item a symbol of gratitude and reverence. Ikal added her own offering, a simple bundle of herbs gathered from the jungle, fragrant and potent with the essence of life. She whispered a prayer, her words mingling with the gentle breeze carried upward to the heavens. The shaman, an elder whose eyes held the wisdom of ages, approached her, his presence commanding yet serene. He was a keeper of secrets, a guide between worlds, and his teachings had been Ikal's compass during her journey. The lines on his face spoke of laughter and sorrow, victories and losses, each one a testament to his life of service. "Ikal," he said, his voice a melody of calm, "you have returned to us, but you are not the same. The jungle has spoken to you, and the gods have shared their wisdom. You are a bridge now between this world and the other, a vessel for the truths that seek to be known." Ikal nodded, understanding the weight and the honor of his words. The knowledge she had gained was not hers alone. It was a gift to be shared, a light to illuminate the paths of others. She felt the spirit of the jaguar within her, fierce and protective, guiding her with instincts honed in the shadowed depths of the jungle. "Today," the shaman continued, "we will prepare the sacred infusion, a ceremony to honor the gods and seek their guidance. You will help us, for your hands are now charged with their blessing." Together, they gathered the ingredients for the sacred drink, each component a vital thread in the tapestry of the ritual. The leaves of the cacao tree, rich and dark, were ground to a fine powder, their aroma earthy and intoxicating. Honey, harvested from the hives hidden deep within the forest, added a golden sweetness, a tribute to the sun. The essence of sacred flowers, their petals vibrant with color and life, lent their perfume to the air, a fragrant offering to the divine. As the mixture simmered over the fire, tendrils of steam rose into the air, carrying with them the prayers and hopes of the village. The shaman chanted softly, his voice blending with the crackle of the flames, a harmonious symphony that enveloped the space in sacred mystery. Ikal joined her voice to his, feeling the power of their combined intentions ripple through the ether. A call to the gods to join them in communion. The villagers gathered, forming a circle around the fire, their faces lit by its warm glow. Each one held a cup, a vessel for the sacred drink, their hearts open and expectant. The shaman, with a careful and deliberate motion, ladled the infusion into each cup, the liquid dark and shimmering with the promise of revelation. "Drink," he instructed, "and let the spirit of the gods fill you. Open your hearts and minds to the visions they may grant, for in them lies the guidance we seek." Ikal raised her cup, feeling the weight of the ceremony settle over her like a cloak. She took a deep breath, the aroma of the drink filling her senses, and drank deeply. The liquid was warm and rich, its flavors complex and layered, a dance of bitter and sweet upon her tongue. She felt it spread through her body, an awakening of energies long dormant, a stirring of the soul. The world around her began to shift, the edges of reality softening and blurring into something more fluid and expansive. The villagers, her kin and companions, seemed to glow with an inner light, their spirits revealed in vibrant hues of blue and green and gold. The air shimmered with possibility, alive with the whispers of those who had come before, their voices a chorus of wisdom and love. Ikal closed her eyes, surrendering to the visions that unfolded within her. She saw the jungle, vast and verdant, its trees towering like ancient sentinels guarding the mysteries of the earth. She saw the rivers, their waters clear and pure, flowing with the grace of time itself. She saw the skies, endless and eternal, a canvas for the dreams of the gods. And then she saw the people, her people, living in harmony with the land. They were strong and resilient, their spirits intertwined with the cycles of the earth and sky. She saw their triumphs and their struggles, their joys and their sorrows, each one a thread in the tapestry of life. But there was also a shadow, a darkness that crept at the edges of her vision, a reminder of the balance that must be maintained. The world was fragile, its harmony delicate, and it was the duty of the people to protect it, to honor the sacred connection between all things. As the visions faded, Ikal opened her eyes, feeling the weight of the responsibility that had been entrusted to her. The ceremony had ended, yet its echoes lingered in the air, a reminder of the bond they all shared with the divine. The shaman approached her once more, his eyes filled with understanding. "You have seen, Ikal. You know the path we must walk, and you have the strength to lead us." She nodded, feeling the truth of his words resonate within her. She was ready to embrace her role as a guide and protector, a keeper of the sacred fire that burned within them all. As the sun rose higher in the sky, casting its golden light over the village, Ikal knew that the journey was just beginning. The future awaited, filled with challenges and opportunities, and she would face it with courage and grace, her spirit a beacon of hope in the ever-unfolding story of her people. The village slowly came to life as the morning light filtered through the dense canopy overhead, painting dappled patterns on the earth. The sounds of nature waking filled the air, a symphony of rustling leaves, distant bird calls, and the gentle hum of insects weaving through the warm breeze. Ikal stood at the edge of the gathering place, her thoughts lingering on the visions she had witnessed during the ceremony. The images were as vivid as freshly painted murals in her mind, each one a tapestry of meaning and mystery. She felt a gentle tug at her heart, the pull of destiny calling her to action. The people of the village moved around her, their faces reflecting a mixture of reverence and expectation. They too had felt the shift that had taken place, the subtle yet profound change in the air. A new chapter was beginning, and Ikal was its author, her every step a stroke of creation on the canvas of their shared existence. The voices of the elders rose in a harmonious chant, a song of gratitude and hope that floated through the village like a soothing balm. Ikal joined in, her voice blending with theirs, a note of promise and purpose. She felt the collective energy of her people, a force as ancient as the earth beneath their feet, and it filled her with a sense of belonging, of being part of something greater than herself. The sun continued its ascent, illuminating the village with its radiant embrace. Children ran through the open spaces, their laughter, a bright thread weaving through the tapestry of the day. The aroma of cooking fires mingled with the fragrance of wildflowers, creating an intoxicating blend that spoke of life and sustenance, of the connections that bound them all. As Ikal moved through the village, she was greeted with smiles and nods of respect, gestures that acknowledged her new role and the responsibilities it entailed. Her heart swelled with resolve, and she felt the fire within her burn brighter, a flame that would guide her through the trials to come. In the heart of the village, near the sacred cenote, she found herself drawn to the water's edge. The surface of the cenote was a mirror, reflecting the sky above and the world around it. Ikal knelt and peered into its depths, seeking answers in the depths of its ancient waters. As she gazed, she saw not just her own reflection, but the faces of those who had come before her, their spirits whispering through the ripples. The shaman approached, his footsteps silent on the soft earth. He stood beside her, his presence a steadying force. "The cenote holds many secrets," he said softly, his voice like the rustling of leaves in a gentle breeze. "It is a gateway to the past, a keeper of memories and wisdom. What do you see, Ikal?" She hesitated, her eyes tracing the patterns on the water's surface. "I see the echoes of those who walked this path before us," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "I feel their strength, their guidance, but I also see the shadows of what is to come, the challenges we must face." The shaman nodded, his gaze fixed on the water. The visions have shown you the truth, Akal. The path of the jaguar is not an easy one, but it is the path you were meant to walk. You have the heart of a jaguar, fierce and unwavering. Trust in your spirit, and you will lead us through the darkness. Ikal took a deep breath, the cool air filling her lungs as she absorbed the shaman's words. She felt the weight of the jaguar's spirit within her, a powerful presence that stirred her soul and strengthened her resolve. The future was uncertain, a tapestry still being woven, but she knew that she would face it with the courage and wisdom of her ancestors. As the day unfolded, the village buzzed with activity, the people engaged in their daily tasks with a renewed sense of purpose. The fields were alive with the rustle of corn stalks swaying in the breeze, the promise of a bountiful harvest. The artisans worked with skilled hands, their creations a tribute to the gods and a testament to the beauty of their world. Ikal moved among them, offering words of encouragement and support. She felt the pulse of the village, a living, breathing entity that thrived on the connections between its people. Each interaction was a thread in the tapestry of their shared story, a story that was constantly evolving, shaped by the choices they made and the paths they chose to follow. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the village, Akal gathered the people once more. They formed a circle at the edge of the clearing, their faces illuminated by the warm glow of the setting sun. The air was thick with anticipation, a collective breath held in unison. Akal stepped forward, her voice carrying the weight of her vision and the promise of what lay ahead. "We stand on the threshold of a new beginning," she began, her words weaving through the silence like a melody. "The spirits have spoken, and they have entrusted us with the task of safeguarding our world, of honoring the sacred bond that unites us with all living things." The people listened, their eyes fixed on her, their hearts open to her message. She spoke of the challenges they would face, the trials that would test their strength and resolve. Yet, she also spoke of hope, of the light that would guide them through the darkness, of the power they held within themselves to shape their destiny. "We are the children of the jaguar," Akal declared, her voice rising with conviction. "We carry the fire of our ancestors, a flame that will never be extinguished. Together, we will walk the path of the jaguar, side by side, our spirits united in purpose and in love." As her words hung in the air, a sense of unity and determination settled over the gathering. The people responded with a chorus of agreement, their voices rising in a song of solidarity, a promise to one another and to the world they cherished. The evening sky deepened into a canvas of stars, each one a beacon of light in the vast expanse above. The village was bathed in the gentle glow of the moon, a silvery reflection of the sun's warmth, a reminder that even in the darkest night, the light would always find a way through. Ikal stood at the edge of the cenote, her heart full of gratitude and hope. She felt the presence of the jaguar within her, its spirit a constant companion on her journey. As she gazed out at the horizon, she knew that the path before her was not one she walked alone. The village, her people, were her strength, her guide, her unwavering support. Together, they would face whatever challenges the future held, their spirits entwined, a testament to the enduring power of love and unity. The story of Akal and her people would continue, a living tapestry woven with the threads of their lives, a legacy of courage and resilience that would echo through the ages. In the heart of the jungle, beneath the watchful gaze of the ancient trees, the fire of the jaguar burned brightly, a beacon of hope in the vast, ever-unfolding story of the world. As the first light of dawn began to stretch its fingers across the sky, the jungle awoke in a symphony of sounds. The chorus of birds heralded the arrival of a new day, their vibrant calls weaving through the dense canopy like the delicate threads of a tapestry. Akal stood still, absorbing the symphony, each note a reminder of the intricate balance of life that surrounded her. The air was thick with the scent of earth and rain, a heady mix that filled her lungs with a sense of peace and belonging. The soft rustle of leaves whispered secrets of the ancient forest, stories that had been told long before her time and would continue long after. She closed her eyes, letting the rhythm of the jungle wash over her, each sound and scent a brushstroke in the vivid painting of her world. As the sun climbed higher, its golden rays pierced through the canopy, casting dappled patterns on the forest floor. The light danced across her skin, warm and inviting, infusing her with energy and purpose. It was time to return to the village, to share the wisdom she had gathered from the spirit of the jaguar, to guide her people with the strength and insight she had gained. Her steps were light as she made her way back through the familiar paths, the underbrush parting before her as if recognizing her as one of its own. The forest was alive with movement, creatures going about their day with a quiet grace that spoke of ancient knowledge and timeless harmony. Aikal felt a deep connection to them all, a thread of kinship that wove her into the very fabric of the jungle. As she emerged from the trees, the village lay before her, a cluster of thatched roofs nestled against the backdrop of the lush landscape. Children played in the clearing, their laughter a bright, joyous note in the morning air. Elders sat in quiet conversation, their faces lined with the wisdom of years, their eyes reflecting the stories of the past. Akal's arrival was met with smiles and nods, gestures of welcome and recognition. She was more than a mere member of the community. She was a bridge between the world of the spirits and the realm of the living, a guide whose journey enriched them all. Her presence was a source of comfort and strength, a reminder that they were never alone. The people gathered as she began to speak, her voice carrying the weight of the jungle's wisdom and the spirit of the jaguar. She spoke of unity and resilience, of the power that lay within each of them to shape their destinies and overcome any challenge. Her words wove a tapestry of hope and courage, a shared vision of a future where their spirits could soar free, unencumbered by fear or doubt. As the day wore on, the village came alive with activity. The rhythm of daily life unfolded in harmonious concert, a dance of labor and laughter, of tradition and innovation. The people moved with purpose, their tasks interwoven like the strands of a finely crafted fabric, each thread essential to the strength of the whole. Aikal joined in the work, her hands skilled in the arts of her ancestors, her heart open to the lessons of the present. She felt the pulse of the earth beneath her feet, the steady heartbeat of the jungle resonating with her own. It was a song of life, a melody that spoke of cycles and seasons, of growth and transformation. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the village, preparations began for the evening's ceremony. A great fire was lit in the center of the clearing, its flames reaching skyward in a dance of light and warmth. The scent of incense filled the air, a fragrant offering to the spirits, a bridge between worlds. The people gathered around the fire, their faces illuminated by its glow, their eyes reflecting the flickering flames. The air was thick with anticipation, a palpable energy that thrummed through the crowd. They were here to honor the spirits, to give thanks for the blessings of the land, and to seek guidance for the days to come. Akal stood at the center, her presence a focal point, a conduit for the energy of the ceremony. She felt the spirit of the jaguar within her, a powerful presence that filled her with strength and clarity. As the drums began to beat, their rhythm a heartbeat that echoed through the night, she lifted her voice in song. The music rose and fell like the ebb and flow of the tide, a wave of sound that carried the people on a journey of spirit and sensation. The air shimmered with possibility, the boundary between worlds thin and permeable. It was a time of transformation, a moment when the past and future converged in the eternal now. As the ceremony unfolded, the people moved as one, their movements a dance of unity and harmony. Aikal felt the energy of the gathering rise within her, a crescendo of power and purpose that filled her with awe. The spirits were with them, their presence a tangible force that guided and protected. The night deepened, the stars a canopy of light that stretched across the sky, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the interconnectedness of all things. The fire burned brightly, a beacon of hope and renewal, its warmth a comfort against the coolness of the night. As the ceremony drew to a close, a sense of peace settled over the gathering, a quiet certainty that they were part of something greater than themselves. A tapestry woven with the threads of countless lives and stories. The people dispersed, returning to their homes, their hearts full of gratitude and hope. Aikal remained by the fire, her thoughts a tapestry of reflections and dreams. She felt the presence of the jaguar within her, its spirit a constant companion on her journey. The fire crackled softly, its embers a reminder of the enduring flame of life, a light that would never be extinguished. In the heart of the jungle, beneath the watchful gaze of the ancient trees, the story of Akal and her people continued to unfold. It was a story of courage and resilience, of love and unity, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. As the night gave way to dawn, the promise of a new day lay before them, a canvas waiting to be painted with the vibrant colors of their lives. And so the journey continued, a dance of spirit and sensation, a tapestry of life woven with the threads of countless dreams and aspirations. In the gentle glow of the moon and the warmth of the sun, the light would always find a way through, guiding them on their path, a beacon of hope in the vast, ever-unfolding story of the world. As the first light of dawn brushed against the horizon, the jungle awoke in a symphony of sounds. The rustling of leaves in the gentle morning breeze whispered secrets of the night, tales of the moon's vigil and the dreams it cradled. Birds, vibrant in color and song, announced the arrival of a new day, their voices weaving a melody that spoke of hope and renewal. The air was thick with the scent of dew-kissed foliage, a fragrance that clung to the skin like a lover's gentle touch. Akal sat by the dying embers of the fire, her thoughts still tangled in the dreams of the night. The spirit of the jaguar lingered in her heart, a silent guardian watching over her with eyes that mirrored the stars. She felt its strength coursing through her veins, a reminder of the courage that dwelt within her, waiting to be called upon. The village began to stir, its people emerging from their homes like flowers opening to the sun. They moved with a quiet grace, each step a part of the rhythm of life that connected them to the earth and to each other. The elders gathered near the fire, their faces etched with the wisdom of years spent listening to the whispers of the jungle. They spoke in hushed tones, their words a sacred thread in the fabric of their community. Ikal joined them, her presence a ripple in the tapestry of the morning. She listened intently, her heart open to the stories and lessons shared by those who had walked the path before her. The elders spoke of the sacred journey, the ritual that would take place under the watchful eyes of the gods, a rite of passage that bound the people to the spirits of the land. The ritual of getting high, in the Mayan way, was not merely an escape or an indulgence. It was a sacred communion with the divine, a journey through the layers of the spirit world. The elders explained that it was a way to seek guidance, to find clarity in the shadows, and to connect with the ancient energies that flowed through the earth like rivers of light. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, painting the world in shades of gold and amber, the preparations for the ritual began. Offerings were gathered, each item chosen with care and reverence, a token of gratitude and respect for the spirits. The air was filled with the sound of laughter and song, the village alive with the anticipation of the sacred journey that awaited them. Ikal felt a thrill of excitement mingled with a touch of fear. She knew the path she was choosing was not an easy one, but the call of the jaguar within her was strong, urging her forward. She had heard tales of the visions that could be found on this journey, of the wisdom and insight that lay hidden in the depths of the spirit world. As the sun reached its zenith, casting its light upon the world like a blessing, the time had come. The village gathered in a clearing, a circle of life bound by the shared breath of their ancestors. The shaman, a figure of quiet power and grace, stood at the center, his presence a bridge between the worlds of matter and spirit. With a voice that resonated with the echoes of the jungle, the shaman called upon the spirits, inviting them to join in the sacred journey. The air grew thick with anticipation, the energy of the gathering pulsating like a living thing. Ikal felt her heart quicken as the shaman began to prepare the sacred mixture, a blend of herbs and plants known only to those who had walked the path before. The mixture was passed among the people, each taking a moment to breathe in its essence, to let it fill their senses and open the doors of perception. Ikal held the cup in her hands, its weight a reminder of the journey she was about to undertake. She closed her eyes, offering a silent prayer to the jaguar spirit within her, a plea for guidance and protection. As she drank, a warmth spread through her body, a gentle fire that ignited her senses, and opened her heart to the mysteries of the universe. The world around her began to shift and change, the colors deepening and swirling like the patterns of a kaleidoscope. She felt herself being drawn into the depths of the jungle, the spirit of the jaguar guiding her with a sure and steady hand. The journey was one of light and shadow, a dance of opposites that revealed the hidden truths of the world. Ikal saw visions of her ancestors, their faces shining with wisdom and love, their voices a chorus of encouragement and hope. She traveled through the layers of the spirit world, each step a revelation, a new understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. Time lost its meaning as she journeyed deeper, her spirit soaring through realms of light and color. She saw the world as it had been, as it was, and as it could be, a tapestry of potential woven with the threads of choice and destiny. Each vision was a question, a challenge to be faced with courage and grace. In the heart of the journey, she found herself standing before the great tree of life, its branches reaching into the heavens, its roots entwined with the heart of the earth. The tree spoke to her in a language of light and sound, a message of unity and love, a reminder that she was a part of something far greater than herself. As the journey began to draw to a close, Ikal felt a sense of peace and clarity settling over her like a gentle rain. The visions faded, leaving behind a deeper understanding of her place in the world, of the path she was meant to walk. She returned to the circle, her heart full of gratitude and wonder, her spirit renewed and strengthened by the journey. The village welcomed her back with open arms, their faces shining with the light of shared experience. The ritual had been a success, a testament to the power of the human spirit and the enduring connection between the people and the land. Ikal knew that she would carry the lessons of the journey with her, always, a guiding light in the tapestry of her life. As the sun began to set, casting its golden glow over the jungle, Ikal sat once more by the fire. The embers flickered softly, a reminder of the enduring flame of life, a light that would never be extinguished. She felt the presence of the jaguar within her, its spirit a constant companion on her journey. In the heart of the jungle, beneath the watchful gaze of the ancient trees, the story of Ikal and her people continued to unfold. It was a story of courage and resilience, of love and unity, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. As the night gave way to a new dawn, the promise of a new day lay before them, a canvas waiting to be painted with the vibrant colors of their lives. And so the journey continued, a dance of spirit and sensation, a tapestry of life, woven with the threads of countless dreams and aspirations. In the gentle glow of the moon and the warmth of the sun, the light would always find a way through, guiding them on their path, a beacon of hope in the vast, ever-unfolding story of the world. The jungle whispered with the voices of those who had come before, their wisdom etched into the very fabric of the earth. Ikal listened, her heart attuned to the rhythm of the land, the pulse of life that echoed through every leaf and stone. She knew that her journey was but one thread in the intricate tapestry of existence, a single note in the symphony of the cosmos. As the first light of dawn touched the canopy, painting the leaves in shades of gold and emerald, Ikal rose to her feet. The jungle stirred around her, a living, breathing entity, cradling her in its embrace. With each step she took, she felt the weight of her ancestors' dreams and the promise of the future woven into the soil beneath her feet. The jaguar within her purred softly, a reminder of her strength and the bond she shared with the land. It was a connection born of respect and understanding, a sacred dance between human and nature that transcended time. She smiled, knowing that the spirit of the jungle would forever be a part of her, guiding her as she walked her path. Together, with her people, Ikal moved forward into the day, their laughter echoing through the trees like a song carried on the wind. The jungle watched over them, its heart beating in time with theirs, a promise of protection and love. And so, as the sun climbed higher in the sky, the story of Ikal and her people continued to unfold, a tale of hope and harmony, of dreams realized and new ones born. In the endless cycle of life, they found their place, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and the eternal beauty of the world around them. The jungle, ancient and wise, held their story within its depths, a reminder that every ending was merely a new beginning. a chance to dance once more in the light of a new dawn. The sun, now a golden orb high above, cast dappled shadows on the forest floor, painting the world in shades of emerald and gold. As Ikal and her people moved through the lush tapestry of the jungle, each step was a gentle whisper of the past meeting the present, a reminder that they walked not just on land, but on the history of their ancestors. The air was rich with the scent of earth and blooming flowers, a fragrant promise of life persisting through all challenges. Birds sang their vibrant songs overhead, their melodies a harmonious counterpoint to the rustling leaves, telling tales of freedom and flight. Akal paused for a moment, her gaze sweeping across the verdant expanse. She felt the pulse of the earth beneath her feet, strong and steady, a rhythm that mirrored her own heart. In that instant, she understood that the jungle was not just a place, but a living, breathing entity, a guardian of secrets and dreams. With a deep breath, Ikal turned to her people, her eyes shining with a light that spoke of gratitude and peace. Together, they had forged a bond with the land, a promise to nurture and protect it as it had done for them. It was a promise of reciprocity, a pledge to honor the delicate balance of life. As they journeyed onward, the sun began its slow descent, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. The laughter of children mingled with the soft murmur of the trees, creating a symphony of hope and joy that resonated with all who heard it. In the quiet moments of twilight, Ikal knew that their story would live on, woven into the very fabric of the jungle. It was a story of unity and resilience, of love shared and lessons learned. And as the first stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, a gentle breeze carried the promise of tomorrow, a new chapter waiting to be written, a new dawn waiting to embrace them all. In the end, the jungle cradled them with gentle arms, a sanctuary of dreams and whispers, a reminder that they were never alone. For in every rustle of leaves and every sigh of wind, the spirit of the jungle whispered its eternal song, a melody of beginnings and endings, of life ever unfolding in its magnificent dance. And so, with each step they took, the jungle became more than just a backdrop to their adventures. It became a living testament to their growth and connection. The path ahead was uncertain, but it was also filled with endless possibilities. Each twist and turn, a chance to discover more about themselves and the world around them. As the shadows lengthened and night gently wrapped the earth in its embrace, Ikal paused for a moment, looking back at the path they'd traveled. It was a path marked by footprints of courage and kindness, of struggles and triumphs. He felt a deep gratitude welling within him, a gratitude for the journey that had brought them all closer to their true selves and to one another. With a final glance at the stars above, Ikal turned to his companions, his heart full. "Our journey continues," he said softly, his voice carrying the weight of their shared past and the promise of their shared future. "Together, we will face whatever comes, with the strength of the jungle and the spirit of its eternal song guiding us." And so, hand in hand, they stepped into the night, their hearts alight with hope and their souls resonating with the unbreakable bond they had forged. The jungle watched over them, a silent guardian, as their story wove itself into the ever-flowing tapestry of life, a reminder that every end is but a new beginning, and every goodbye a seed of new adventures yet to come. In the gentle embrace of the night, the jungle sang on, its melody a gentle echo of all that had been and all that was yet to be, a lullaby of dreams and destiny, whispering softly to the heart of the world. As they moved forward, the path seemed to glow beneath their feet, imbued with the lingering magic of their journey and the lessons they had learned. Each step was a testament to their courage and resilience, a dance of shadows and light that mirrored the ever-changing canopy above. The night air was crisp and filled with the scent of earth and leaves, a reminder of the vibrant life that pulsed all around them. The companions walked in harmonious silence, their spirits intertwined with the rhythm of the jungle. They had discovered that true strength lay not in solitude, but in the connections they had nurtured along the way. Every shared smile, every word of encouragement had woven a tapestry of friendship that would endure beyond the confines of this adventure. As dawn began to paint the horizon with hues of gold and pink, the jungle slowly awoke, its creatures stirring to welcome the new day. The birds sang a chorus of renewal, their notes a celebration of life and the infinite possibilities it held. The companions paused to take in the beauty, each of them feeling an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the journey, for each other, and for the promise of what lay ahead. With the first light of morning, they set forth once more, knowing that the jungle would always be a part of them, its spirit a silent companion on their continued journey. The path ahead was unknown, but their hearts were fearless, buoyed by the knowledge that they were never truly alone. And so, with the jungle's eternal song echoing in their hearts, they embraced the dawn, ready to write new chapters in the story of their lives, a story that was far from over, rich with the promise of endless beginnings. As they ventured onward, the jungle's whispers lingered in the air, a gentle reminder of the mysteries they had uncovered and the bonds they had forged. Each step they took was a testament to the courage and resilience they had discovered within themselves, a tribute to the friendship that had blossomed amidst the verdant tapestry of leaves and vines. The sun climbed higher, its rays casting a warm embrace over the land, illuminating the path that wound ahead through meadows and hills. The companions walked in quiet harmony, their laughter and stories weaving a vibrant tapestry of shared memories, a living testament to the journey they had embarked upon together. As they reached the edge of the jungle, they paused once more, turning back for a final glance at the place that had given them so much. It stood majestic and serene, its secrets enveloped in a shroud of emerald mystery, a world unto itself that had gently nudged them toward transformation. With hearts full of gratitude and eyes set firmly on the horizons to come, they stepped forward into the world beyond the jungle. The future stretched before them like a vast, uncharted map, ready to be filled with the colors of their dreams and the echoes of their laughter. And as they walked, the jungle's song became a quiet hum in the background of their lives, a constant reminder that life was a journey of discovery, where every ending was simply the prelude to a new beginning. In the embrace of friendship and the promise of new horizons, they found not just solace, but the infinite potential of the lives they were destined to lead. The road ahead was both inviting and mysterious, a tapestry woven with the threads of their shared past and the possibilities of what lay beyond. Each step they took resonated with the lessons they'd learned amidst the towering trees and whispering winds, lessons of resilience, love, and the boundless spirit of adventure. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, they walked side by side, their shadows stretching long behind them, like echoes of the journey they had endured. In this tranquil moment, they understood that the jungle had been more than just a backdrop to their story. It had been a teacher, a sanctuary, and a catalyst for change. With every breath of the crisp evening air, they felt lighter, unburdened by the fears and doubts that had once held them captive. The jungle, with its cyclical nature, had shown them the beauty in change and the strength found in unity. It taught them that while paths may diverge, true connections endure, transcending time and distance. In their hearts, a quiet resolve blossomed, a promise to carry the essence of their experiences forward, to nurture the seeds of courage and kindness sown in the fertile ground of their souls. They knew they were leaving the jungle, but its spirit would forever be a part of them, guiding their steps and inspiring their dreams. As they ventured further from the jungle's edge, laughter bubbled up between them, light and free, a melody that danced on the evening breeze. It was a laughter born of triumph and newfound understanding, a harmonious note that signified not just an end, but a celebration of all that was to come. Thus, they journeyed forth into a world that awaited them with open arms, knowing that the jungle's song would forever be a gentle reminder of the magic that lies in embracing the unknown. In the weave of their shared stories and the silent promises of tomorrow, they found the courage to step into the light of a new dawn, ready to write the next chapter of their lives.